Hey guys, Heidi Easley here, and I am going to be painting a wise man. Let me do something really quick. Sorry about that. Okay, so tell me who you are, where you're from, and if you teach paint parties. And I'm going to be sharing with you a painting that I came up with, and I'm really, really excited. And then I'm also going to be giving away 3 Starbucks gift cards. So at the end of this, I'll announce the winners of the 3 of the Starbucks gift cards. So go ahead and just comment, tell me hi, tell me you're here. Let me know if you have already painted a wise man scene, or if you've already painted a nativity scene. You know, we've had with Christmas and with all of the great stuff that comes along with that, a lot of times, and I'm very guilty of it, I get caught up in the painting of only snowmen. I get caught up in the painting. Oh, from Vermont, is it freezing there? I don't even want to tell you what degrees it is here. I don't want you to be mad at me. It is definitely not a beautiful white Christmas though. It is hot. It's kind of hot. This vest is just for show for winter, but I really don't need that. Oh yeah, you caught me live. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I know. I found this vest on a Black Friday sale the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just want to wear it, and it's too hot to be wearing it. But yeah, I think sometimes we find ourselves, especially those of us in the paint party business, and I am totally guilty of this. We just have so many fun. I mean, look, there's just so much cuteness to be painted around this time of year. So how many of y'all actually are like me, where you kind of struggle sometimes with painting, you know, something that has to do with the actual the manger scene. So I have been really thinking about it and just really wanting to do it justice. And I was inspired by a couple of paintings, and then I created my own. And so I'm going to show y'all just kind of the process. And if y'all don't mind keeping track of time, I have to leave by, oh, hello guys. We have Ohio and California. Totally cold, hot, all over. I have to leave by, what's today? Wednesday, so 2:20. So if y'all could just give me a time check if it gets close to 2:20, so I make sure I go get my daughter. Okay, so what I'm doing is just using a big brush right now, and I'm using some Canyon Orange, some Cadmium Yellow, these are Deco Art paints, my favorite, and then Brilliant Red. And then I'm about to go into using some gold and some stenciling, but I just want to, and you're gonna kind of see this all come together. I'm gonna do it kind of fast and then go back probably after the live and clean it up. But I just wanna make sure that you get to kind of see what I'm trying to do here. And then I'll kind of go back over that. So this could be something for a paint party. And those of you in paint party headquarters, let me know if you're in paint party headquarters. I'm going to be giving you the tracer for this today. So you will actually have the tracer, so you could just use a template for it. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of blend that on and then go into some purples. Okay, let me go into some purples, and I'm just gonna, since I'm trying to do this like super speed, I'm just gonna go straight into some different colors. Somebody told me if I do this, I should be able to get the top off. That just does not, I know I shouldn't use my teeth, but it just never works for me. I don't know why, it just never works for me. Okay, so let me know if y'all have any questions. I'm going to be painting. This one I'm using purple. I do not know how to say that, so I'm just going to hold it up. D something. I'm sorry. I don't know how to say that. Oh, first live. Yeah, let me know if this is the first time you've caught me live. If you don't know me, I am all about sharing God's love through art. And the way I do that is through paint parties. And so I teach women how to make money teaching paint parties. That's what I do. And I teach paint parties. So tomorrow I have a paint party of 50 in the morning, and then another paint party of 10 tomorrow night. So tomorrow is a busy, busy day. And so I wanted to make sure I came on because it's been a little bit since I painted live because of the Thanksgiving break and just, all of the holiday stuff, usually has, the lives just get a little bit, it's harder to get on here live because you're eating and, hanging out with family and all that stuff. So before I went to get Pixie, I thought, oh my gosh, I want to jump on here and just, first off, say hi, I've missed y'all. And secondly, just be here and let y'all know that if you haven't painted something for Christmas, like a manger scene or something like that, this might be a good time to try to do something like that. Okay, let me get some white paint. So when you're painting something that looks like it's in the background, mountains, you want it to be like lighter in the background, and then as it gets closer, you want it to be darker. Okay, so I'm going to use just kind of these blended colors, and I'm just going to add in some white so that my background back here is a little bit lighter. And I'm going to have to go back and forth between some smaller brushes and some, different brushes. Because I want these Wise Man. It's called Wise Man Searching. Man, I sound so Texan. Wise Men Searching. Sorry about that. Sometimes my accent gets a little thick, even for me. It's funny whenever I say something like to somebody who's from a different country, and I'm like, I just love your accent. And they're like, what accent? I love your accent. It's like, we don't hear ourselves, but sometimes I hear myself. What about y'all? Oh, thank you for sprinkling the love across Facebook. And at the end of this, I'm going to be giving away 3 of these, and I will just put them in the mail for you. Not 3 $10 ones, but each of you will get $10. Not each person watching. Do y'all know what I mean? I'm going to pick 3 of y'all. I'm going to say your name live, so thanks for watching. Okay, so I'm adding in the purples mixed with blue. And I'm going to just real quick do something. And this is a tip for y'all too. When you have a drawing and you're afraid you might lose your lines, you can take a Sharpie, because I really don't want to lose these lines. And in case I accidentally paint over them a little bit, can y'all see that? Just want to make sure. Oh, thank you. Thank y'all for sprinkling the love. I'm curious, how many of y'all are already full on in your paint party season? Or how many of y'all are new to paint parties? I love hearing, especially those of you that keep track. I have been teaching paint parties a long time, but I never kept track. I wish I was that organized. I'm just not. And so I love, one of my friends, Julie, she's like, I've taught over 500 paint parties. And I'm like, I'm sure I've taught that many, but I just don't know because I just get, I'm just not good at tracking like that. So I just teach parties and then just teach parties. So I wish I would have kept a count since the beginning. I think that would be so cool to look back and go, oh yeah, I remember year 1, I taught this many. Year 2, now year 7, now year 8, what it would be really, really cool to see. And so yeah, I would love to know, and I might go back later too and watch the comments so I can make sure y'all can see this painting. I would love to know how many of you are teaching paint parties, and if you're teaching them, how many you think you have taught. And I know that other people in the comments would love to hear that as well. Sometimes it can be so discouraging when we're like, oh my gosh, everybody's getting parties and why are my parties not making? And I think sometimes it's a matter of, I talk to people about how entrepreneurship, it is not for the weak. Like, how many of y'all, went into this teaching paint parties and thought, yeah, it's just painting. Like, no, entrepreneurship, like running your own business, I don't care what people say. It is definitely the best self-help course in the world because you will learn more about yourself than you ever thought possible. and you'll also push the boundaries, and you'll challenge yourself and make things happen, or, you know, have failures that you really, you know, thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. I fell flat on my face in front of everybody. You know, how many of y'all out there have failed while I'm finishing drawing this? How many out here have failed? Okay, so if you are not failing, I tell my paint party headquarters girls this, if you're not failing, you are not trying, okay? The most successful people out there are the ones that are failing the most. And I say that with love, I say that with kindness, but if you're just sitting on the sidelines and watching and making comments for people and things like that, but you're not actually trying, guys, let's try. I mean, we have literally a new decade. I'm so excited because it's not just a new year, it's a new decade. And Tony Robbins said, you know, we always talk about, like, we underestimate what we can do. We underestimate what we can do in a year, but we overestimate, what is it? Is it the wrong way? We overestimate what we can do in a year, and we underestimate what we can do in a decade. So a lot of times people are like, yeah, I want to do this, and because it doesn't take 5 minutes to get done, they quit, or they think, oh, it's not for me. But think about, like, if you just stick to something, what could happen with that consistency over an entire decade? You know, where would your life be in a decade? And I know sometimes, you know, people are like, oh, it's just, you know, this, you know, stupid motivational stuff, and who cares? Oh my gosh, I am a true believer that you write down what you want, you pray for what you want, and you ask. You ask God what you want. It's biblical to ask for what you want. And yes, it does say in there too, you know, following his commandments and his guidelines, of course. You know, you want to be doing the right things, or at least trying. We're not perfect, right? We're human. We're in a human body. But there's so many things that God wants for us, and we can ask, and we can try, and we can, you know, have different things in our life, and we can change our behavior. We can paint if we want to paint, whether it's for, you know, your business, or whether it's for just wanting to do something cool and creative. So I just get so excited whenever, you know, not only the new year comes, but when there's like an entire decade coming before you, and the possibilities of, you know, what do you want out of this next 10 years? How do you want your life to look? You know, how do you want these things to happen? And so, am I the only one out there that is just dreaming like that, or is that stuff that y'all dream of too? Okay, so I'm going to kind of hold this way for a few minutes while I paint in here. I'm just kind of making this almost like a big coloring sheet. So after I do the coloring, then I'm going to add some stenciling and kind of some fun extra stuff to it. So this is a little bit lighter because it's in the back. And I just finished a mural that took me way longer than expected. I thought it was going to take me, I was like, I'll get this done in 2 weeks. And of course, you know, it's the busiest time of year. And with paint parties and with paint party headquarters and all of that. And so I was like, I can get it done in 2 weeks. I'm a fast painter, which I am a fast painter. But I wanted to add so many layers that I just kept, oh my gosh, I just kept like wanting so much to happen, like so many different layers, and I just kept painting it. And I was like, I want more, you know, and so a month later, I am still not done, but getting close. And Pamela says, I want what God wants for me. Pamela, that is so good. Yes, I mean, that's the thing. I remember about a year ago, I quit drinking, and so I basically, you know, and I wasn't like a heavy drinker. I like to drink. I like to go get cheese dip, and I like to have some, you know, nachos, and I just like to drink. And not a lot. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying I was like, oh, you know, I just like to have a glass of, you know, wine or beer or whatever. And so a year ago, I quit drinking, like totally. And I told God, I said, I'm done. I'm going to quit drinking for an entire year out of obedience. And it was around Thanksgiving last year, so it's been a solid year. And I said, I'm going to for an entire year out of obedience, stopped drinking, and I said, I'm just gonna, whatever you want me to do, God, I will do whatever you want me to do. And so it was crazy because, you know, the things I've asked of God and the things he's asked of me, you know, like openly talking about this right now, like I would have never done that, you know, even last year, even 6 months ago, things like that I'm just like, man, God has so many awesome miracles for us waiting, and so many things that we can be grateful for right now, but then also so many things that he wants for us. If we would just ask, just be obedient and ask. And so I just want to share that with y'all because I've seen huge miracles, and I've talked about this. I talked about this at Paint Party Business Live. You know, my dad had a heart transplant, and I had a heart surgery within just a few months of each other. And so it was a crazy time in my family's life because, you know, I almost lost my dad, and then the heart surgery, you know, I had the heart surgery because I had a hole in my heart, so they put an Amplatzer device in. And then that was in November of 2016. Well then, and it was 2016 sucked. Like I hated 2016. It was an awful year for my family. And so that happened. And then in March of the next year, 2017, my dad got a heart transplant. And I remember like being in that waiting room, and I was like, you know what? A miracle just happened. Like not only did somebody donate, you know, their heart, you know, which is obviously a personal decision, but you know, if you're ever in wonder, just know the family that gets it is just so thankful. You know, I mean, this was just such a gift. And so, you know, not only did that happen, I mean, it took that to happen, then it took all of these things to happen. He was on the transplant list for 22 months. Then I'm sitting there in the waiting room. We waited all night. It was an all-night surgery, and the doctor comes out, you know, just talking like he's talking about ordering tacos. He's like, well, we just, you know, we took your dad's heart out, and then we, you know, went ahead and I like stopped the doctor, and I had been up all night, you know, like we had been waiting for his surgery. And I stopped the doctor, and I was like, wait, what? Like my dad didn't have a heart at all, like in his chest. There was nothing in his chest, and he was alive. And you know, by that point I was delirious, and he was like, you know, just went without skipping a beat. Yeah, we just, you know, kind of switched it over, and then, you know, it just, you know, started beating right away. It's like it wanted it. And then from that moment on, I was like, God makes miracles happen all the time. Like all the time. And I said, from that moment, I was like, I am done praying small. Like I am so done praying small. I'm going to pray big, and because our God is big and miracles are big, and he is still performing them. It is insane what he can do if we just ask and believe and have faith and know that it's going to be okay. Amanda says, we are a transplant family. 14 years ago, Dad had a liver transplant. Oh my gosh, Amanda. And I know you're so thankful, aren't you, for that? And just so thankful for, you know, the second chance at your family. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's just crazy. And so when I just hear doubts, or people are losing their confidence, or, you know, I'm just like, there's so much God wants for us. And, you know, with how I feel about paint parties, and how, you know, all of the Paint Party Headquarters sisters can, you know, share God's love through art, through teaching paint parties. It's bigger, like it's bigger than us, you know. It's not just about me painting this. It's not just about you teaching an ornament. You know, you don't have to talk about God 24/7 to show God's love and to show his kindness. So I just wanted to share that. I'm sorry, I just kind of went off on a little tangent there, but I just wanted to share that because I think sometimes we think that it's not for us, or we're not worthy, or, you know, we're not good enough to have really great things, you know, but we are. I mean, we're his children, and he wants that for us. Okay, so this is where I'm at right now. And then I'm going to add a little stenciling real quick. So I'm going to show y'all how to do that. And then I'm going to add some other little things right over here. Okay, so let me move my tree. Our kitchen area is kind of set up right now because of the paint parties happening tomorrow. So we are in full paint party season. Okay, so I'm gonna use my favorite paint. If you know me, you know this color. 24 karat gold, favorite ever. Amanda says, I feel like I was drawn to meet you. Oh, Amanda, I would love to meet you in person one day. I'd love to meet all y'all in person. It was crazy when we had Paint Party Business Live. It was the first time that I met most of my Paint Party headquarters girls, and it was so cool to just see y'all in person. And then even we had our team meeting. We have a team meeting every Monday, and it's kind of like now that, you know, we've met a lot of y'all in person, it's like when we are making decisions for things that are coming up, it's like we're thinking, like the people that we hugged and the people that we talked about, like, oh yeah, you know, so-and-so, they would really love this, or this would really help them. You know, it's just, I don't know, it just puts like a new little spin on it and makes it more personal. Okay, so I'm using this 24 karat gold, and I'm just using one of the stencils that I really like. I love doing a stenciling technique on anything. So the way I teach a lot of my paint parties is I will, even if the painting, like let's say I'm going to teach the snowman, even if the painting has the paisleys, I might bring a whole slew of stencils just because I have a whole slew of them, and I love seeing people get creative and think outside the box. And so when they start adding their own ownership to it, it just starts to like bring in this other element. And so if you are teaching paint parties and you haven't started doing that yet, I advise you to, because it's really fun. It's really cool to watch how people kind of come alive when they can make it their own. So yes, you know, a lot of times they all look the same, and that's perfectly normal. That's a lot of the ways that we're learning. That's a lot of the ways that we're starting to learn how to paint. But then if you bring stencils, it takes away that factor of being scared. And it's literally, I'm just like blobbing it on, right? Just blobbing it and moving it. Let me see. I might have to put this on the floor. Maybe it'll fit over there. Okay. It's a mess in here. Y'all can't see that side, but it's a disaster. Okay, so I have some gold there. Let me get this cleaned up, and then I'm going to add some details really quick, and y'all can start to see this come together. So as you can see, my wise man started getting a little covered. So this is them kind of, you know, noticing that they're about to go on their trek to go find baby Jesus. So have them pointing and looking and ready to go on their pilgrimage, if that's what you would call it. Okay, so I was just making that. That's still a little dark. I'm just gonna lighten that up. If you ever need to lighten something up, just take a little white paint. I hate bleeding with stencils. I think that's what you say, Carolyn. Carolyn, my stencils bleed all the time. There are many methods to not having your stencils bleed through. I am just a person who, I just want to paint, so I really don't stress too much. So if I'm doing wording, I will take time to clean it up more with, I'll go a little slower and things like that. But when I mean, you can see I stenciled even onto the mountains, you know, like I just don't really care that much, because I think it's just fun and makes it kind of turn a little bit more folk art. But even my stenciling up here, if you look at it up close, like it's not perfect. And I don't really worry too much about that. I don't worry if it's perfect or not. All right, for those of y'all that are just joining us, at the very end, I'm going to be giving away 3 of these. So I'll call your name out at the end, and then you can message me your address, and then I will send them to you. Only message me your address if I call your name, please. So don't be sending me your address right now. We'll know. We'll see the time. Yeah, only message me your address if I call your name, and then I'm going to send 3 of y'all one of those. Okay, I'm just kind of adding some fun purples. Just kind of making it fun. No big pressure here. Just whatever you feel like adding. And this is way up front. So this is the darkest purple. And I have a little bit of blue on my brush that I'm just kind of getting rid of. Okay, and now we're going to add in some water, a little bit of land, and some silhouettes, and we'll almost be done. Oh, Shawnee, yes. Oh, thank you, Susan. She says watching me paint's relaxing. That's so good, because when I watch, that's a big compliment, because when I watch Bob Ross, that's how I feel. Like if I'm sick, I don't know why, but if I'm sick in bed, I'll just put on his from Netflix. They have him, and I can just watch his little 30-minute series, and I'm just like so content. Let's see. I love to paint, but can't draw worth a hoot. And yeah, Cheryl, that's where our Paint Party headquarters really comes in, because I'll draw the designs and create them, and then I give you tracers. So then you don't really have to draw. You just have to be able to trace my design and then follow my guidance on it. Okay, so I'm going to just add a little bit of blues up in here. Anybody know what time it is? Am I doing good for my daughter's pickup? Am I okay still? If anybody has a time on Central, you could put it in Central, that would be awesome. And I'm not worried about the edges. A lot of times I like to do like stripes on the edges or something like that. See if they have a time. You were brave painting with your white vest on. Robin, I got it on Black Friday sale, so it didn't cost hardly anything. I love Bob too. My friend loves tracers. She says she can paint anything with, yes, it's so true. Oh, 2:05. Okay, let me get fast. I'm gonna paint fast. All right, y'all talk amongst yourselves, and I'll paint real fast so y'all can see it. Okay, so I added a little white in there, and then I'm going to go ahead and just do the silhouettes now, and then I'll add some stuff in the background. And you could add a star too to the top of this, but I just wanted to make it kind of more interesting with all the gold. Okay, fastest painting in the world. And then here in about 10 minutes, I'll announce the Starbucks winners. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today. I know with Christmas coming, I had a debate going on one of the posts. How many trees do you put up in your house? And we have 1 and then kind of 2. I wouldn't call this like putting up a tree. I mean, I don't know if y'all do, but it's literally bought like this, so I don't think I would consider it, putting up a tree. So technically we put up 1, the Harry Potter tree, and then we have 1 that's on the floor in there that's from Bobby's grandma, that's aluminum. I mean, way back when. It is so cool. It's so fragile though that I don't even think we can put ornaments on it. So it's just literally sitting on the floor in there. So we basically have 2. How many trees do y'all have? Because somebody posted on my thread 54 trees. I was like, how big is your mansion that you have 54 trees? Like, I couldn't even fit that many. And then another friend of mine, she does 7. And I'm like, I don't think I have the energy for that. I think two trees were too much. Let's see. My son has the same tree in his room. He is decorated. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's just crazy to me. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll be like, yeah, like I decorated 1,000 trees. But right now I'm like, no. I believe my 1 kind of 2 is enough right now. I kind of want to do one on the porch. Does anybody do any on the porch? My cousin did that one year and I loved it. I was like, this is so cute. But again, I think because of it being paint party season, with so many paint, this time of year, there's just, if you want paint parties out there, there's a lot. And so I think, especially with November's usually a pretty intense month. And so I think it's just a little, when I start to think about decorating 7, 8 trees, I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. I don't think I can handle the cleanup of all that, or want to handle the cleanup of all that. But I do love walking into a house where somebody has done that. I have to admit, it makes me very happy. So cheers to all of you that have zillions of trees. I hope one day that it's me. Right now, I don't think I have the energy for it, because usually my hand is on a paintbrush. Okay, so I'm just kind of filling this in with a silhouette. Again, to make this where it can easily be a one for a paint party. Robin, I'm going to see you tomorrow, right? I can't wait. I have 2 ladies from Paint Party Headquarters that are going to help me at one of my big parties tomorrow. And I'm very excited to hang out with them. Okay, let's see, y'all. Let's see if I can finish this painting in time before I have to go get Pixie. Sometimes I'll be running a little bit late and she's like, were you on a video? I'm like, I was trying to hurry. I was almost done. It was right there. Just had to finish really quick. Not that she had to wait that long. The girl will be fine. It's like she's fine waiting as long as her friends are there, but once her friends have been picked up, even if there's other kids, she's like, you're late. I'm like, that's not how it works. It doesn't really work that way. Like, I'm still on time. There's still cars in the line. It doesn't mean that I'm late. It's just you didn't have anybody to talk to for 5 seconds. Okay, so there's my camel. All right, and then his little hand is going to be pointing. Okay, all right, so I have that going on. What do y'all think so far? Okay, let's see what I can do in the next few minutes. I think I'm gonna make a gray into this. Oh, yes, are you close by? Delana, D, are you close by? I forgot where you live. But yeah, sometimes I'll post in Paint Party Headquarters and I'll say, hey, is anybody free? Or if you're close by, and then I love it when you are able to come help me. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of a just gray here. I don't know if I'm gonna love this yet, okay? Oh, I have 8 minutes. Thank you, Michelle. Okay, 8 minutes. I don't know if I'm gonna love this gray, so I may go back and change it. For those of you that are new to painting, that is one of the best things I love about painting. So if I come back from picking her up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want that gray, I want it brighter, or I want it to be a different blue right there, I can literally wait 5 minutes and paint right on top of it. That's the great thing about painting with acrylic paint. Those of you that are, have been painting a while, you probably already know that. So I just wanted to tell y'all in case you haven't. And that's one of the things too at paint parties. I'm like, if you don't like it, wait 5 minutes or use a baby wipe and wipe it off. It's almost like this magic trick of being able to wipe it off. Now I'm going to go back in with some more white to make these layers lighter as they go back. Again, just showing the distance. She's going the distance. She's going extreme. I don't remember that song, but something like that. Y'all don't want me to sing, it's not a pretty sight. I did forget the name of that song. Do y'all know? Okay, so a little bit in here that shows a... Okay, I'm going to have to go way lighter. This is just not really washing the brush, just coming at it. So this painting too would be pretty cool with just a few less colors to make it just more simple. I think it would look kind of neat too. I'm going to just go over these trees and paint them back in. Try to get that purple in there. And see if I can finish in time. Heidi Easley, is that one for us in units to use? Pamela, yes, this one will be for Paint Party Headquarters to use. And I'll have a tracer for you this afternoon for you to use if you're in Paint Party Headquarters. So those of you that are like, what? I want that tracer and I'm not in Paint Party Headquarters, what does that mean? If you're new to me, Paint Party Headquarters is basically where I teach women how to make money teaching paint parties. And every month they get different things. They get tutorials, social media hacks, things like that. Unfortunately, we don't have the doors open right now, but they will open to the public in May of 2020. So, but I do have other free stuff, so don't worry. If you aren't in Paint Party Headquarters, it's not. I have other things on my website that you could get. You could get an ebook for free that'll kind of get you started. Okay, so let me think about this for 1 second. I know I have to pick up Pixie, but I don't want to make too rash of a decision. I know this is a bold move, metallic pink on the buildings, but I think it might work. And then I'm going to add just a few highlights. And then announce a winner here in just a sec. 3 winners actually. Yeah, so make sure you're commenting when it gets close to me and announcing a winner, because I'll be looking at names and just basically quickly pick. It's almost like a weird little system, but it works. It's harder when I go back and say, hey, I'll pick somebody later. I really struggle with going and sending, so I want to make sure that I can get your names right away. Okay, so, all right, so I went with pink. I don't know if that was the best choice. What do you think? Don't know if that was the best choice. And then I'm going to, oh man, I just don't know. I think I might go with what color do y'all think? I'm going to ask y'all's opinions. What color do you think I should go for the heel? Let me know. 217. Okay, good. Oh, good. I still have some time. What do y'all think I should do for the heel? I'm going to let y'all decide while I add in just a little bit of this. And then I'm going to almost feel like maybe gold. I don't know. What do y'all think? I was hoping sometimes when I do a painting, I just kind of hope that the colors start to come to me, and then sometimes they don't as I want them to. I'm adding a little bit of orange to this. Green, it looks like I need to be bold like this. Oh, Debbie. Green, love this. Okay, anybody else think on a heel? And we have purple mountains. We have an orangish, maybe a dark green, you think? Or should I go? I just added a little bit of orange to that. Let's see, sienna, light brown. Yeah, maybe like a sandy. Maybe this gold with some brown. Let's try that. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, this might work, y'all. Because it kind of has a brownish. This gold right here is a glorious gold. Oh, good. Y'all are agreeing with gold. Okay, good. Yeah, I love to paint bright. And I know this is kind of a Christmas scene, and I was really thinking about like, okay, how can I just keep it? And I might do another one where I just keep it dark blues and whites and golds. So those of y'all in Paint Party Headquarters, you know, when you do your tracer, you might want to experiment with that and let us see what it looks like, because I think that might be a really great thing to do too. And just experiment with it instead of so many colors. But because this will be a little harder to go with a traditional theme Christmas. But my family, we're not real on the color traditional. We have crazy stuff in our house with all different colors. So it depends on how you decorate. I think next year we're going to do a Stranger Things tree. Pixie wants to do a Stranger Things tree. And then the next year, I think I want to do a whole like Whoville tree. Oh, a gray ombre. That would be good. Yeah, like a whole gray, almost gray with the wise men. Yeah, there could be some really cool combinations with this. So yeah, think of this as like the first draft of this painting. And sometimes we have to remember, y'all, sometimes paintings take some time to get the layers on. You know, I'm doing this one really fast and talking while I'm doing it, so I'm not concentrating as much as I would if I just had my music or a podcast going. But you know, you could do all kinds of cool stuff with it. You could make it just, you know, more basic. But I just wanted to really try something a little different. Okay, let me go in here. I'll put some gold crowns on these wise men. And almost ready to announce. So hang in there with me. Thank y'all for being on here. Okay. And again, for those of y'all that are new to me, make sure you watch some of my other videos if you're interested at all in teaching paint parties. And I also have a YouTube channel. It's Texas Art and Soul. And I have tons of videos. I would love for you to subscribe to that channel. That would be amazing. And then, let's see. And I think most of Paint Party Headquarters is subscribed. But if you're not, you should subscribe. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was trying to think, how can I add some pink in there? Because, you know, it is like a little desert area. Just adding a crown. Okay, and then let me add some black highlights real quick. I really want my good brush. I had Pixie and her friend. They are so awesome with organizing my art studio. I've already managed to like totally mess it up already. But this is one of my favorite brushes. So I was like, oh my gosh, where's my brush? Like when I have my favorite brushes sitting right here. I was looking for them and I was like, what is going on? Where's my brush? Because it's a Creative Mark brush and I can clean it up, and then this is where I think it's really fun. So you just take it and you can add in your details. So this little guy here, and I use my pinky a lot to hold steady. And then I'm actually going to switch so I can do it a little bit faster to a big brush. And some people get really scared of this, but what I think is if you put a little bit here and a little bit there, and as long as your brush has a good, pretty clean edge, you can just kind of go around. Yeah, this one doesn't have a good edge. Let me find one that does. This one might work. Yeah, it has to have a good thin edge whenever you go back and forth. Time. Oh, how am I on time? What's the time, y'all? In Central. If I leave by 2:40, I am good to go. I think I said a little bit earlier on accident. Let me see. 240. Am I at 240? This one has some hairs trying to get all weird. $224. Oh, yay, I'm good. Yeah, I think after I work on the color scheme a little bit better, I think this is going to be a great one for next season, for next year. Blue! Oh, my dog. Sorry, y'all. Blue, hey, come here. Okay, 224. Okay, I'm good. Finish this little section. It's like the fastest painting in the world. And another fun thing too would be, kind of like what I did on my mural recently, is add in little stencils on all this stuff too. I think that would be a lot of fun. And anytime you have black on black and you can't see it as well, you can always kind of just highlight areas, like that camel. Or if you accidentally go over it, you could add in little highlights. And this is the wise men searching. I always want to say wise man, thinking of my hubby. He's a pretty wise man. He's a good one. I got a keeper. Then you can just clean up that stuff, do the lines. Just add in some black in there too. Okay, and of course this thing needs glitter, but I don't have time to add glitter right now. But I hope you like it. This is the wise man searching, seeking. I'm going to get this name right. I want to call it the wise man seeking. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this. If I could do the colors differently. I would love your opinions on that. And again, I think if I did this with, can y'all see me? I might need to pull this up. There we go. Let's see if it's working. I think if I did this with like just the blues, I don't know, I'm kind of loving the colors. But yeah, definitely want to add some glitter for sure, and maybe some other highlights too. And I like how the gold's doing that too. So yeah, I'll definitely go in and add, like, for example, let me just show y'all, like the white highlights here. You know, I'll go in and do things like that. So when I finish, I'll post all of the things. Okay, so let me take this off of here and announce the winners of the Starbucks gift card. So I'm giving 3 of these away, and I'm just going to say your name, and then I need you to message me. So Michelle DeFaluya, am I saying that right? DeFaluya. Pamela Ann, if you will message me as well, and Karen Jones Arthur. Y'all 3 message me, and I'm going to send you a $10 Starbucks gift card. You can have some coffee on me. And then everybody else, if you're in Paint Party headquarters, know that this tracer is coming. And then those of you that are not sure, like, what I'm talking about, go check out my website or look at my other videos. You can get a free ebook on how to teach paint parties, some fun things like that. And I would love to help you make a profit every party. All right, guys, I will see y'all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.